A room of Navy SEALs. One question, who's a combat pilot? She doesn't speak. Her watch is broken. Her wallet is empty. The road ahead is dust and danger. When she finally moves, lives change. Stay. Watch Maya Brown fly. The briefing room was cold. Metal chairs. Fluorescent light, no music. No noise but boots and breath. Maya Brown stood near the door. She kept her hands still. She had learned long ago that hands tell on you. They tremble when truth arrives. On the wall, a mission map. Arid mountains like crooked teeth. A road that wasn't quite a road. A smudge of dust carved into stone. The SEAL commander stepped forward. He had a face carved by salt and sleep debt. He scanned the room. Then the question came. Who's a combat pilot? No one answered. There were pilots here, several, but no one rushed the silence. Maya felt the old weight at her wrist. The watch face was cracked. It had stopped 2 years ago. The second hand frozen at 02:17, a night of a different mountain, a different team, a fire she could still smell when she closed her eyes. She tightened the strap. The leather bit her skin. The watch was a promise and a verdict, a reminder that time can refuse to move when you need it most. The commander's gaze slid across the crowd, past the 1,000-yard stairs, past the younger men who thought they were invincible, past her. Missions like this don't forgive hesitation, he said. His voice was quiet, even. Hostiles in a bowl, one way in, a tighter way out, night flying, hot wind, no margin, someone coughed. Paper rustled. A marker squeaked on glass. A route appeared. It cut along a dry riverbed, then crossed a saddle into an old quarry on the far side. Maya's eyes tracked the line. She saw rotor-wash lifting ghosts from the basin. She saw flares burning like brief suns. She saw a dust plume that wouldn't settle, telling everyone where you were. Her wallet lay flat in her pocket, empty. She had left money 3 days ago on a table in a town with no name. It bought medicine for a kid who didn't ask. The mother had tried to press the notes back on her. Maya pushed them away and walked out. You don't take back air from lungs. You don't take back water from tongues, so yes, the wallet was empty. It felt right. It also felt like a truth she had to carry, that nothing you give stays yours. Extraction window is 90 seconds, an intel officer said. Hostiles rotate at 20. We have 12 minutes after patrol shift to insert, 30 to exfil before the east battery reboots. The screen changed. 3 faces, 2 men, 1 woman, journalists. They looked brave in the way people look brave when the picture is old. Maya swallowed. She remembered heat on metal. A friend's voice that turned into static. She had flown back then until the machine would not fly. She had landed in sand that tried to swallow the skids. They had lived. Not all of them. The watch had stopped when the flame reached the cockpit. It was not a metaphor. It was heat in glass. By the windows, the horizon was a hard line. Evening leaned into it like a shoulder. Who's a combat pilot? The commander repeated. Maya didn't move. Protocol matters. A chain of command is a bridge across the river. You don't blow it up because the water looks low today. Across the room, a junior pilot raised a hand. Sir? He was tall. He had the angle of someone who had not yet been told no. The commander nodded. Names were exchanged. Hours logged. There was respect in the numbers. Maya let the silence pass over her. She felt cowardly. She felt disciplined. Those feelings often wear the same coat. The team broke. Men filed out. Some glanced at her. Most didn't. That was fine. She liked small rooms. She liked being a page between chapters. She stepped closer to the map when the room thinned. She traced the dusty road with her eyes. She saw little landmarks the satellite didn't care about. The ridge with the notch. The tree that refused to die. The bend where wind fell off the cliff like a held note. She could fly this. Not because she wanted to be a hero. Because the angles were true. Because air moves like thought and she knew how to think with her hands. Her phone buzzed, a single message from a number that carried sand in its vowels. Time owes you nothing. Fly anyway. She tucked the phone away. She breathed in the cold light. The door opened. The SEAL commander stepped back in. His eyes found her now. She had not done anything. But sometimes not moving is a flare. Lieutenant Brown, he said, I didn't see your name on the pilot board. It isn't there, sir. Do you belong on it? The room seemed to exhale. The map hummed in the air. The watch at her wrist sat quiet and cruel. Maya thought about the empty wallet, about a dusty road in her childhood, Orange with Georgia Clay, where she raced a summer storm and won. She thought about a sergeant who once told her that fear is a compass if you can read it. She opened her mouth. A klaxon barked in the corridor. Feet thundered. A medic yelled a name. The junior pilot, the tall one, was on a stretcher before she could answer. Face pale, ear bleeding. The ship's doc spoke fast. "Inner ear. He's done for the night, maybe longer." The commander looked at the stretcher, then at Maya. The room shrank to a single breath. "Lieutenant," he said. "I'll ask once." The lights flickered. The deck rolled underfoot. The map projector froze on the quarry. "Are you a combat pilot?" Maya raised her hand. The watch didn't tick, but time moved. "Sir," she said, "I am." And then the radio on the wall burst alive with 4 words that snapped the room in half. Launch window moved up. The hangar smelled like hot grease and salt. The Seahawk waited with rotor blades pinned like folded wings. It looked patient. It looked hungry. Maya moved through pre-flight checks, fingers to switches, eyes to needles. The crew chief shadowed her. He had grease on his jaw and a calm that came from 1,000 nights like this. Fuel tallied. Flares good. "ECM spooled," he said. "Storm cells building east." "Storms are honest," she said. "People aren't," he grinned. "Copy that, ma'am." She slid into the seat. The harness clicked like a lock. Her broken watch nudged the cuff of her glove. She ignored the itch. She had work. The commander climbed into the bay for 30 seconds. He didn't give a speech. He put a folded photo in her map pocket. "Them," he said. "Bring them," she nodded. Words can be sandbags heavy. She traveled lighter. The SEALs filed aboard. Night paint on faces. Jokes dry as bone. Each man a quiet storm. The team leader, Master Chief Keller, leaned in through her door. "We ride your wind," he said. "Just tell us where it blows." 90 seconds on deck, she said. "No more. Give me 60. She liked that answer. It had teeth. The deck crew waved them clear. Engines wound from whisper to saw. The world trembled and then surrendered. The helicopter shook off gravity like a bad rumor. They skimmed dark water. The sea took their image and erased it. The ship fell behind, a black island with a spine of light. Maya kept the nose low. Instruments danced. The horizon was a rumor. She rode numbers more than sky. 10 miles to landfall, the co-pilot said. He was good. Voice steady, hands gentle. "Copy," she said. "Mask at the ridgeline." Then the road. The dusty road was an old river. It cut the desert in a curve that matched the way her father drew S's when he taught her to write. She saw it now in the sensor feed, a pale scar. There were ruts. There were broken fences. There were stories even the satellite didn't understand. She passed a village of 3 roofs and a dog. Nothing moved. That was bad. People always move. "Radio discipline," she said. "If it isn't fire, don't say it." They hit the basin. Wind poured down the cliff like water. The Seahawk drifted sideways. She nudged it back. Small inputs. No heroics. The machine prefers tenderness. They banked into the saddle. The quarry lay beyond, a bite in the earth. A square cut by men who liked straight lines where nature refused them. "Ping on the east ridge," the co-pilot said. "Passive radar. Painting us with cheap teeth." "Noted." She slid them lower. Ground effect helped. It also tried to lift the tail. She trimmed with thumb pressure and a short prayer she didn't believe in. The empty wallet dug into her hip under the harness. She thought of the boy whose fever had broken by now. She hoped his mother slept. "Hope is a tool if you don't ask it for too much." "Contact," Keller said in her ear. He sounded like a man ordering coffee. 2 on the outer walk. 1 on the tower. Timing matches the book. "Run the book then," she said. They flared behind a berm and settled like a cat. Rotor-wash climbed the quarry walls and came back down laced with grit. Her mouth filled with stone. "Good, better than blood, green," Keller said. The team ghosted into the cut. Shadows eating shadows, Maya hovered. She kept the nose toward the road. If they had to go, they would go forward. There is a lesson in that. 30. The co-pilot whispered, counting seconds. 25. 20. A light winked at the far rim. Not a star, too low, too mean. "Vehicle," he said. Through the sensor, Maya caught a shape. Flatbed truck, canvas, locals, or not. The road spat dust. The wind took it and painted it across the quarry like smoke. "Hold," Keller said. "Package not in hand." 15, the co-pilot said. 10. The truck stopped on the ridge where a man could see without being seen. That meant a rifle with a scope. Or a radio. Or both. Maya tasted metal, not fear. The hanger had left a scent inside her mouth. She used it. She chewed. 5. Lift, Keller said. Abort if needed. Copy on the bite. She pulled them up 2 feet. The wash pushed grit in waves. She held steady. The flatbed's canvas twitched. Someone inside didn't like dust. Good. People show themselves when they hate a thing. The tower light blinked. A figure turned. The road curved its shoulder. Time thinned. The watch on her wrist did nothing to help. Movement, Keller breathed. We have one. We have 2. Third's cuffed to a pipe. 30 more, Maya said. She rim-walked the quarry with her eyes. She built exits. She built lies. She built the version of the next minute that got them home. The first hostage moved like a man learning his legs again. The second fell and was lifted. The third, small, hair-matted, eyes wide, stayed. Locked steel. Keller cut the cuff with a charge that flashed like lightning in a jar. Load, he said. Ridge. The co-pilot snapped. Tube out. Maya didn't need the call. She saw the man lift a pipe on his shoulder. She saw the wand of flame at its mouth. He had rehearsed this moment his whole life in some narrow room. RPG, someone shouted. Maya kicked the tail. She dropped a yard. She spit a flare. Light whistled past the windscreen. The rocket hissed over the rotor arc and found the far wall in a tattoo of stone. Her breath did not change. It was already slow. Calm is a habit if you practice it in rooms that aren't on fire. Load complete, Keller said. Go. She went. The flatbed lurched to follow. The road shaped itself to the truck. Ruts promised to break axles. The driver didn't care. He liked promises broken. South Battery coming alive, the co-pilot said. We upset them. Me too, Maya said. She gave the machine more bite. The quarry fell under them and then behind. The saddle reached for their belly. She threaded it with inches to spare. Lock, the threat receiver whispered. Then it stopped whispering. It screamed, painted, the co-pilot said. Missile system with bad manners. Flares, Maya said. Stack them. Copy, they bled speed. They ate altitude. The road below drew them into a ribbon's curl. Dust climbed to meet them. A flash at the ridge. Another tube shouldered. The driver in the flatbed laughed and raced his own dust. Maya dropped the nose and aimed at the dark between 2 stones that looked too close to love them. The helicopter dove like a secret. The alarm pitch shifted. The missile had chosen a path. So had she. Only one would hold. She popped a last flare, felt its heat on her cheek through glass and distance, and pulled hard for a notch no one sane would call a root. And then the horizon flipped. The Seahawk knifed into the notch. Rock scraped the belly like fingernails on tin. The flare burned itself out behind them, a fake sun for a fake sky. Still locked, the co-pilot said. Make it regret, Maya said. He threw chaff like winter. The air filled with glitter. Machine logic loves shiny lies. Sometimes people do too. The missile bit at the bait and veered just enough. It smeared itself on stone. The ridge shuddered. Boulders loosened and fell like dark rain. Climb or we eat a rock, the co-pilot said. Maya eased collective. Not too much. The rotor would bite air, then empty space, then air again. She had to make those bites even. They rose into turbulence that wanted a confession she wouldn't give. She kept the nose level. She let the machine argue with the wind and win with inches. Status, she said. Package stable, Keller answered. Third is dehydrated. First has a wrist like a rope. Second won't stop thanking me. It's slowing him down. Tell him to save it for the ship. Copy. They took the curve of the dusty road, only higher, skimming the ridge like handwriting you don't want anyone to read. Hydraulic caution, the co-pilot said. A soft tone proved him right. A yellow annunciator winked. Left system. Leak? Maya asked. Could be. Temps are rising. Pressure trending down. How down? Enough that we pretend it's fine for 5 minutes. Let's be famous for 4. Keller's voice cut in low. We have a tag on the girl's jacket. Not ours, say again. A tracker. Sewn into the seam. Not battery-powered. Looks like a passive coil. Might be paired to something that woke when we moved her. Maya didn't swear. People make a home for profanity when they can't make a plan. She made a plan. Options? The co-pilot asked. Dump it, Keller said. But if it's paired, they already know. Bait, Maya said. Keep the coil. Cut it free. Toss it onto the flatbed road. They'll follow the road. We won't be on it. Keller chuckled once. You think like a thief. I think like a pilot who owes people mornings. 2 minutes to the fork, the co-pilot said. Road splits. South to the desert. West to the river cut. West, she said. Hide in the river's bones. Hydraulics, he warned. West means more stick work. My hands aren't tired. The empty wallet pressed her hip again. She moved it deeper under the harness. She would use it if she had to. She had used worse. They hit the fork and stayed high for the toss. The coil fell end over end and vanished into dust. The flatbed behind them, half a mile and gaining, cheered the lie by committing to it. Good, the co-pilot said. They married the tag. People like marriage, Maya said. Even to bad ideas. The river cut was a scar where water had once laid a knife and pressed. Now it was rock and silence. Wind studied it with the patience of old teachers. Down to 10 feet AGL, she said, under the ridgeline. Hydraulic pressure keeps slipping. We'll nurse it. They slid into the river's mouth. The world narrowed to a hallway with teeth. The rotors squeezed air and made it angry. The tail wagged. The Seahawk complained like an old dog and kept running. Hold steady, Keller said. He didn't need to. She would. A soft buzz bled into her headset. Not theirs. A drone maybe, cheap civilian guts with a stolen brain. It hovered behind a rock and peered like a nosy neighbor. Eyes, the co-pilot said. Small quad. Streaming video. No transponder. Missed the chaff, Maya said. Throw me a fly swatter? Don't have one. We'll be our own. She inched closer to the cliff. The rotor-wash rolled up the face, hit the overhang, and came back crooked. The quad trembled. She slid the Seahawk half a meter left. The quad wobbled, caught a dirty gust, and pinwheeled into stone. Plastic snow. Nice, the co-pilot said. Hydraulics at the edge, he added. How long? Long enough to tell a story. Not long enough to edit it. Then no revisions. They rounded a bend and saw a bridge that no longer was. 2 pylons like dead teeth. A fallen span. Beneath an opening the size of a door if you squinted. No way, the co-pilot said. Yes way, Maya said. She flattened the bird. Lowered the skids until they kissed their own shadow. Slid through the gap like a letter under a locked door. A bolt on the belly scratched its complaint into memory. She owed the crew chief a beer. Maybe a case pressure dump, the co-pilot said. Left system is bleeding out. We'll lose authority if we... Don't say lose, she said. Surrender is contagious. Copy. Keller came back. We found a 4th room on a phone. What phone? One of the guards. Before I introduced him to a dreamless sleep. The video shows a basement. Different wall. Different pipe. A 4th hostage, woman, face hidden. Same timestamp as the others. Not on our list, the co-pilot said. Lists aren't the world, Keller said. Maya saw the desert in her head taking 3 steps forward. Then she saw it stepping back. Plans changed. They always did when the truth finally showed its teeth. We didn't come here to leave people, she said. A pause. Breathing. Men weighing duty against oxygen, against fuel, against math. Where? Maya asked. Keller answered with coordinates pulled from the phone. Back toward the quarry, but not the quarry. A pump house half a mile east. That old road crouched between. We can't hold hover with the leak, the co-pilot said. Not for long. Not stable. Then we land, Maya said. We get small. We wait in the bones. In the open? Keller asked. In the honest. The dusty road angled toward a dry culvert ahead. Enough space for skids and prayer. She put them there. The Seahawk settled with a sigh that sounded almost human. Hydraulic fluid pooling, the co-pilot said. Smells like pennies, Maya unbuckled. She grabbed a roll of tape, a wrench, and a hope-shaped idea. She slid out into wind that tasted like old coins and hot chalk. Under the belly, she found the line. It had a pinhole where a pebble or a bullet had wanted to be a story. Fluid wept from it like a stingy god. She pulled the empty wallet from her flight suit. Leather. Stiff. She cut a strip with a rescue blade, wrapped it tight around the line. Tape over leather. Wrench to bite the fit. It wasn't good. But it was something. Life is a stack of somethings. She slid back in. The co-pilot watched her hands. That's not in the manual. The manual was written by men who sleep better than I do, she said. They spooled up. Pressure stabilized. Not fully. Enough to move. Back to the pump house, Keller said. We're light on time. We're heavy on need, Maya replied. They lifted. The river bones let them go with reluctance. The dusty road waited, a beige vein between stone hearts. Eyes up, the co-pilot said. Flatbed off our right. They figured out the coil. How? Maybe they can smell us, he said. People talk about wolves and sharks. They forget men have noses. Maya banked left. The road rolled under them like a memory she didn't ask for. The pump house sat small and square and mean. A single door. A single window with iron-like crossed fingers. Team moving, Keller said. 90 seconds. Make it 60, Maya said, because she remembered promises. She felt the watch cold against her skin. She listened to an engine that only lied when you demanded love from it. The door blew. Darkness spit smoke. The team vanished into the room. The radio gave her a flurry of syllables that meant something breaking, something fighting, something freed. Then a new voice arrived in her ear. Not hers, not Keller's. A breath that knew her name. Pilot, the voice whispered. Maya, you took my job years ago. I never forgot. The hair on her neck tried to stand.